A GoFundMe for a Kent State student and fraternity member dealing with cancer has raised over $20,000 in just a few days.
As the temperature drops, respiratory illnesses are spreading across campus. The DeWeese Health Center provides an update on which diseases to look out for.
The Jewish holiday Yom Kippur begins tonight. Stick around to find out all the details on this holiday as KSTV News right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good Friday evening. Thank you so much for joining us at KSTV News at 5. I'm Michael Naanan.
And I'm Tyler Schlosser.
Well, we start tonight's show with an update on the Kent State student and fraternity member Max Moriarty, whose GoFundMe page has raised over $20,000 after he was diagnosed with cancer.
KSTV's own Jillian Flack joins us in the studio to give us more details about Sigma Phi Epsilon's efforts to raise money for Max. What can you tell us, Jillian?
Max was just recently diagnosed with cancer and the community is rallying in support. His brothers at Sigma Phi Epsilon are throwing food for a good cause at their Egg and Ep event. They're raising money to support his cancer treatment.
This year, this has been near and dear to our heart. One of our beloved brothers, and he's a member of the community. He's a phenomenal person. That's a good idea. He ended up getting diagnosed with cancer. So this year, we're raising money in honor of him. And yeah, we're just trying to raise as much money as we can for him. And he is one of the nicest people I've ever met. There's not a bad bone in his body, and he's just beloved by so many people. And we're just trying to raise as much money as we can for our buddy Max.
Community members are invited to throw an egg at a member. It costs $1 an egg or $8 for a dozen. All funds go to Max and his family. The event goes until midnight and they have already gotten a lot of foot traffic and dozens of eggs. People can also donate to Max's GoFundMe to give support. Reporting for Kent State TV, I'm Jillian Flack. Rainbow Weekend is also kicking off today for LGBTQ+ History Month. I stopped by a few local businesses who are anticipating a festive couple of days downtown. The country may generally celebrate the month of June, but currently downtown Kent is hosting Rainbow Weekend in honor of LGBTQ History Month. The next few days are going to be filled with activities and events that the whole community is able to participate in.
I think Kent is a good space to celebrate Pride because there are queer people everywhere and they need a space to, celebrate that.
The streets are decked out in decorations as the town prepares for activities and for local businesses to give out free items.
We're all allies here. We have some LGBTQ in here, but we're all very welcoming to the LGBTQ community, and this is a very safe space for that.
One of the businesses participating, Sun in Leo, is currently holding a gender-affirming clothing swap and is offering free clothing to participants.
I hope the community feels more welcome and drawn in here.
Many of the events, such as the Acorn Alley Market, are kicking off tonight with many more coming throughout the weekend.
I'm a lesbian, so it's really important to me that I do speak up for my community and host events that I know people want and are looking for.
Many community members are looking forward to the excitement and are ready to see what is yet to come. I'm Jillian Flack reporting for KSTV. Kent will also be celebrating LGBTQ+ History Month with a Maker's Market, a queer story night, and a revival market. A number of drag events are also scheduled for Sunday throughout downtown Kent. That is the latest I have for you on your community and your stories going into this weekend. Reporting for Kent Stater TV, I'm Jillian Flack.
As we get deeper into this fall season, the temperature just seems to drop more and more every single day.
And to give us a hand is our weather correspondent, Aiden Graves. What's happening, Aiden?
Thanks, guys. Good evening, Portage County. I'm Aiden Graves, here to bring you your weather forecast for Kent and the surrounding area. Currently in Kent, it's a beautiful 70 degrees and sunny. There's a humidity of 36 degrees, cloud coverage of 0%, with a visibility of 10 miles. Winds are coming from the southwest at 9 miles per hour tonight. It's going to be a bit cloudy at 7 p.m. It'll be 64 degrees with a humidity of 45 degrees. At 10 p.m., 59 degrees with a cloud coverage of 38%. And at midnight tonight, it'll be 58 degrees with a humidity of 56 degrees. Tomorrow, it'll be cloudy and 68 degrees. The wind will blow from the north at 4 miles per hour, and there will be a 20% chance of rain. That's it from me for now, but I'll be back for more weather updates shortly. Once again, I'm Annie Graves. Back to you guys at the desk.
As a reminder, the upcoming election is not only for the next president. It also includes local issues such as new levies and other taxes for the Ohio school system. These tax proposals extend to many counties, including Portage, Erie, Medina, Richland, and Summit County, amongst others. Each school district has a different use plan and a different amount of proposed funds, but they will primarily be used for maintaining and creating new facilities and programs.
This week, 2 students at Ravenna Public Schools were charged by police after making violent threats on 2 separate incidents. The first incident occurred when a 13-year-old girl referenced a gun following an altercation with a fellow student. The other incident came when a 10-year-old boy was reported to have a, quote, hit list, who was then charged with misdemeanor of making false alarms.
A bail bondsman was shot last night around 8 p.m. in Akron on 7th Avenue. Multiple shots were fired shortly after the 37-year-old male victim approached the house. He was then rushed to a local hospital in serious condition after at least 1 shot made contact. Several occupants of the house were detained, but the investigation is still ongoing.
Respiratory viruses are spreading around campus as the fall weather sets in, including COVID-19. We'll tell you how many cases have appeared this semester.
Israel has launched targeted missile strikes into the capital of Lebanon despite not having declared war. Details on the strikes to follow.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad!
Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Welcome back. Well, with the 2024 presidential election closing in, several key issues are arising that may concern voters.
And for that, we bring in KSTV correspondent Emilio Hernandez to update us on current issues facing the nation. Hi, Emilio.
Thanks, guys. Hello, Portage County. My name is Emilio Hernandez, and I'm here to tell you today what's happening in the political landscape of our country. Our first story involves inflation. Ever since inflation peaked in the summer of 2022, inflation in the U.S. has significantly slowed down. A key economic gauge, the Producer Price Index, rose 1.8% for the year ending in September, which is slightly less than the 1.9% gain in August, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. However, the rate is still higher than the 1.6% level economists expected. Hurricane Milton is moving towards Florida as the Biden administration prepares for the storm. In order to bolster their preparations, they plan to keep everyone informed about their efforts. However, this is made difficult due to misinformation about the response to Hurricane Helene that former President Donald Trump helped spread.
President Joe Biden has rearranged his schedule, canceling a trip abroad to meet with world leaders in order to monitor Hurricane Milton. On Tuesday, he told reporters he needs to be in the country when this potentially disastrous storm hits. President Joe Biden urging those near the storm to listen to local officials and follow safety instructions.
I know it's really tough, leaving behind your home, your belongings, everything you own.
The Biden administration has detailed a long list of steps it's taken already to prepare for Hurricane Milton, including approving Florida's pre-landfall emergency declaration, deploying federal personnel to the state for search and rescue efforts, and ramping up efforts to clear debris from Hurricane Helene.
We have made available an unprecedented number of assets to deal with this crisis. We're going to continue to do so until the job is done.
The politics of managing storm recovery have become a serious flashpoint. The president and top White House officials have grown extremely concerned about the spread of disinformation about the federal response to last week's Hurricane Helene, including falsehoods repeated by former President Donald Trump. Vice President Kamala Harris is accusing Trump of putting himself before the needs of others.
It is unconscionable, frankly, that anyone who would consider themselves a leader would mislead desperate people to the point that those desperate people would not receive the aid to which they are entitled.
Meanwhile, the Republican ticket is accusing the Biden-Harris administration of mismanaging the response to Hurricane Helene. In a Wall Street Journal op-ed, Trump's running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, claimed a bureaucratic bottleneck was delaying the deployment of active-duty military personnel. Biden and Harris were a part of a briefing Wednesday afternoon focused on Milton preparations. Following that meeting, Harris described the storm as unlike anything we've seen before. Reporting at the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Hurricane Helene has thrown a wrench in the works of both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris's plans for North Carolina, an important swing state which could be central to the path to the White House, as whoever wins the state could block the other. Well, now, with less than 26 days to the election, both parties scramble to deal with the fallout. That's all I have for today, folks. For more stories like these, go to KentWire.com. I'm Amelia Hernandez, and thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, Portage County.
Thank you, Amelia. With the weather getting cooler, respiratory viruses are spreading around campus with illnesses such as COVID-19, flu, and common colds all seeing a rise in cases. The Dewey's Health Center reports over 100 positive COVID-19 cases since the beginning of the semester and advised that students get tested if they are experiencing cold-like symptoms.
Indigenous Peoples Day, aka Columbus Day, is coming up on the 14th. Here's a brief refresher on what you can expect from public services for the day. Federal offices will be closed, and all federal employees will have a day off. This isn't going to include USPS. Some schools will be closed depending on their individual policies. And finally, some private businesses will be closed while many will be open with shorter open hours.
Good evening, Portage County. Once again, I'm Aiden Graves here to bring you more weather updates. For the weekly forecast, around the region in Sandusky, it'll be 77 degrees, in Mansfield 72 degrees, in Worcester 72 degrees, Cleveland 73, in Akron 69, and Kent 68, and in Ashtabula, it'll be 70, and in Youngstown, 68. For an extended forecast, on Sunday, it'll be a high of 67, low of 44, a rain chance of 55 degrees. On Monday, high of 49, low of 38. On Tuesday, high of 47, low of 39. On Wednesday, high of 49 with a low of 34. And on Thursday, it'll be a high of 58 with a low of 35 with a 6% chance of rain. And on Friday, it'll be a high of 64 with a low of 38 degrees. And on Saturday, it'll be a high of 68, low of 43 with a 5% chance of rain. That's it for me. This has been your weather forecast. I'm Aiden Graves. Once again, have a great weekend, Portage County.
Thank you, Aiden. This morning, Israel launched 2 strikes on Lebanon's capital, Beirut, killing at least 22 people and wounding many others. The attacks hit 2 residential buildings in a neighborhood that was already filled with people displaced in other parts of the country. The strikes were intended to kill a top Hezbollah security officer, though Hezbollah's television station Al Manar claims that the official was not in either building at the time.
Real weight loss drugs are a relatively recent introduction to American consumers, with several popular brands such as Ozempic. This ability to shed weight quickly, health risks aside, has had an unexpected impact on several industries, now including wedding dress creation. Brides have begun using Ozempic to lose weight quickly, which can disrupt the delicate measurements that go into a wedding dress, in many cases making such a drastic difference that they need to buy a whole new dress.
Tonight at sundown marks the beginning of Yom Kippur. The Jewish holiday is known as a Day of Atonement, where those who observe refrain from eating or drinking. Some may even choose to not wear leather and gold jewelry or even bathe. The holiday concludes tomorrow night at nightfall with the blowing of a carved horn from a ram known as a shofar.
Cleveland forced Game 5 and escaped Detroit with a win. I have the highlights and more coming up.
Will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and... I am totally a hat person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Hello, Portage County. My name is Maddox Miller. The world of sports is as busy as it can be, so let's get right into the action with some Kent State athletics. Starting on the pitch, the KSU soccer team traveled yesterday to take on the Northern Illinois Huskies. The Flashes fell short 2-1 against NIU, with the lone goal coming from freshman Allison Collins, who netted her first of the season. Kent State will look to bounce back on Sunday as they come back home to face off against Central Michigan for senior night. Staying in DeKalb, the Kent State volleyball team played Northern Illinois yesterday. The Flashes lost 3 straight sets to the Huskies. Junior Mackenzie McGuire led the way for Kent State with a team-high 15 kills, and junior Kendall White led KSU with 21 assists. The team will head to Kalamazoo to take on Western Michigan today at 6 o'clock. And looking ahead, the Kent State football team will take on the Ball State Cardinals tomorrow at home. The Flashes will look for their first win of the season against the Cardinals coming off their bye week. This game is also Kent State's mental health awareness game and is a part of it. Starting at 10:30, the first 1,500 fans can receive a Flash Squishmallow. The game kicks off at noon and can be watched on ESPN+. Now, heading to Detroit, the Cleveland Guardians took on the Detroit Tigers in an elimination game for the ALDS. Lane Thomas would get started with a RBI single to put the Guardians up 1-0. The Tigers would tie it, but Jose Ramirez in the top of the 5th would launch a bomb into deep left field for a solo shot home run. This is Ramirez's first home run of the playoffs, but Tigers' Zach McKinstry would not let the lead last long, as he also would put one into left field, not as deep as Ramirez, but into the Tigers' bullpen. This would tie the game 2-2. Bottom of the 6th, Wenzel Perez would hit a bloop RBI single to give the Tigers a 3-2 lead here late in the game. But when Cleveland needed a hero, it was pinch hitter David Fry who hit a 2-run left field home run. The left field just getting peppered by home run balls today to take a 4-3 lead here late in the game for a 2-out rally. And it would be Fry once more, this time at the top of the 9th, not with the long ball, but the short ball with a bunt to get Brian Rokia to slide into home plate. And in the bottom of the 9th, to close things out, Emmanuel Clase strikes Matt Vierling out to send this series to 5 and back to Cleveland. And that's all I have for tonight. For more Kent State sports news, head to KentWire.com. I've been Maddox Miller. Have a good night, Portage County.
Pop star Taylor Swift helped out hurricane victims in a big way. Stay with KSTV to see how the Queen of Pop is helping Americans.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I got you. Oh, yeah, I got him.
That stupid controller froze again.
You're only saying that because you're losing.
Bet you bought the cheap one.
My controller is junk too. Is this even real?
You're spending less, so...
Yeah? We'll just buy it again?
Smart kids.
Who are you?
Or what are you?
Hey, I was wondering if you guys wanted any... OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff, the crime dog. He's an imposter. He's a fake.
Oh.
I am McGruff, the crime dog. He is the fake. And so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. And that, Pops...
could blow up in your face.
That's right, Scruff. Let's take a bite out of crime together and protect ourselves against fakes. Like him.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing an arm.
You are smart kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Good evening, Portage County. There have been new developments in the world of pop culture, so let's get right to it. Musician Sean P. Diddy Combs has been denied jail release by a judge in Brooklyn, New York. Yesterday, Judge Andrew Carter denied Combs a chance at bail at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. This news coming on the heels of numerous charges against Combs, including sex trafficking and racketeering. Furthermore, Combs' trial date was set for May 5th of next year and will be held in Manhattan. The Donald Trump biopic film titled The Apprentice is coming to theaters in America today. Former Marvel Cinematic Universe star Sebastian Stan is set to play the former president, with Jeremy Strong playing lawyer Roy Cohn. The film has been the cause of heated debate and controversy, with some calling it a timed hit piece on the former president to sway voters during election season. The movie had a budget of $16 million and has already made $150,000. Pop sensation and icon Taylor Swift recently donated over $5 million to victims of Hurricanes Helene and Milton. Swift sent relief efforts to the charity Feeding America this Wednesday, with Feeding America CEO Claire Babineau-Fontenot saying the organization is, quote, incredibly grateful, end quote, for the pop star's contribution. The $5 million sent by Swift will go towards food, clean drinking water, and other supplies.
For the 30th anniversary of Dookie, Green Day demastered the album.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine?
Yes, demastered, releasing each track on a different, unusual format. From When I Come Around on an old-fashioned wax cylinder, to Basket Case on a big mouth Billy Bass.
Sometimes I give myself the creeps.
You can hear all 15 formats, and through Friday morning, enter a drawing to buy one at dookiedemastered.com.
Well, guys, that reminds me, there were just so many amazing 90s American bands. Bands such as Green Day or Weezer. Do you guys have any favorite bands from the 90s?
I think mine would have to be Oasis. I think that Wonderwall was really good.
Beautiful
I think
song.
that also What's the Story, Morning Glory. But
yes,
my personal favorite, I think it has to be Don't Look Back in Anger. I think that all the other Oasis songs are just a wee bit overrated, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's fair. I always have fond memories of one particular phase I had where I was really into 3 Days Grace.
Oh.
Animal I Have Become, World So Cold really hit with me when I was a bit younger. And I wasn't going through a very particular moment, but it was only a fond memory I have looking back on.
One band that I've always loved, ever since my father put on Rooster by Alice in Chains in his car in the early 2010s, that is my favorite band of all time, bar none. I think Lane Staley is the best vocalist of a generation. I think it was so tragic when he passed, and it's just a testament of how great 90s music was, especially the grunge era style. That is my personal favorite. Also got to give shout outs to Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, I think, is one that not a lot of people talk about in the world of music. I think Chris Cornell definitely deserves a lot more credit.
Well, thanks so much, but that is all the time we have for today.
Thank you so much for joining us.
For all these stories and more, visit our website at KentWired.com and our socials at KentWired. I'm Tyler Schlosser.
I'm Gage Wellman.
And I'm Michael Neenan. Have a great night, Portage County.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money.
Without music on, check us truly at the 1975.
Amen!
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told,